guys, welcome back to the Lost Generation podcast. How are you doing?
Yeah, all right.
I'm doing good.
Today's episode is kind of a sequel of episode 3, Younger Self versus Future Self. And do you want to guess what we're talking about today? Drum roll. We're talking about what we forget when we step into adulthood.
Okay. Shit.
What do you mean, shit?
I'm about entering now.
Yeah, backstory is
Yeah.
that Mark is beginning his full-time job tomorrow.
No, not job. It's
Full-time
internship.
Full-time internship.
Internship. No,
It's
because
still a
like
job.
B2B is kind of afraid of like mixing up with like internship and job. you know,
It's still kind of a job, you know.
kind of yeah, sure, but yeah,
How's you feeling?
excited,
Are you really?
Are you really?
gaining experience. No, I'm fine. I think like, sure, like there is a bit of like a terrifying thoughts going on that you are actually going to go to work in a way. But yeah, it's still exciting to start a new chapter, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds a bit nostalgic in a way.
What do you mean?
In your voice, I can sense that. I'm like, wow, the days are over. kind of.
Kind of, yeah, yeah. When you really think about it, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
Nostalgic would be me. I mean, that was me 1 year ago.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Why?
Internship sucks.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks
Thanks.
for the head up, I guess.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Yeah, literally tomorrow. And now,
Good luck, man.
fucking hell. Okay, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we're going to talk about what we forget as adults. And I think we're semi-adults now, so we're kind of
yeah.
qualified.
Literally like one step before adulthood, you know.
Yeah. And this topic, I find it a little bit funny because, you know, when you forget about something, then you're not supposed to remember it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the point of forgetting.
No, I really think like this topic is really fucking hard, to be honest. I don't know, because like I can't really recall what exactly do I forget, per se.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
like the general feeling, sure.
Yeah, maybe it's just a very badly phrased question.
Maybe, you know,
Same
like
goes
what
with every episode.
wow, yeah, very generalized. Like
But I think the first thing that comes to my mind, like immediately, is that I forget to fully live in the moment because we as semi-adults have so many things to worry about
yeah.
that there are rarely like any time that we fully have fun and like really enjoy the moment, live in that moment.
Yeah, because again, like when you're growing up, you are going to have a certain roles kind of expecting you to fulfill, right? Goes back to the last episode as well. So we can say that the one thing that we kind of forget when we entering adulthood is, you know, like having to live as yourself, you know, or maybe just do whatever the fuck you want. Because as a child, you are carefree. You know, literally no one kind of puts up like expectation to you that soon, you know. But as you kind of entering like teenagehood and then adulthood, you know, expectation just kind of flows it down and then, you know, takes you away. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all those expectations kind of take us away from like the simplicity
Mm.
of everything that that we used to have.
Yeah.
So like we used to be very unconditionally believe in random stuff,
Yeah.
and we just like jump before we think about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back then we didn't have to take like responsibility for the consequences of it because our parents are the one who
Yeah.
has to do it. So yeah, it's just now that we have to think twice or maybe 3 times before we do anything, we just kind of forget that. Well, maybe you just take it a little bit simpler.
It becomes more trivial the more you're
Yeah.
growing up, you know. For example, like you said, like you believe in something and now maybe you don't believe in or just kind of don't care about it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Santa, you know.
Thanks.
It's, yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
No, that's me, man. I think like when I was 10, I used to live in my old house, so it was like a really narrow street. And then my mom and my dad called me up because it was like 12 a.m. p.m. What?
Yeah.
I am
12
Yeah.
in midnight.
I am.
12 in midnight. And yeah, like I just kind of hastily walked down the stairs and I saw the Santa, right? He looks kind of young though, but I was like a kid. So I didn't really care much. But then, like I received the gift and I was supposed to go back upstairs right away, but I didn't. I kind of like took a peek and I saw the guy that just took off like the mustache. And then he just like, yeah, he jumped down on his motorbike, like Dream, said Dream at that time. And I was like, yeah, I'm growing up now. You know?
A 10-year-old.
Well, yeah, it's like, does the gift means anything now? Like, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because my parents really went the extra miles to create like
The grandeur,
yeah,
right?
the image of like Santa.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I remember every Christmas, they would put gifts all around the house, and then in
wow.
Christmas morning, my brother and I would have to wake up, and then we have to go and find it.
God damn, it's like Hansel and Gretel thing, but like more lighthearted.
Yeah, yeah.
When you put it that
When you
way.
put it that
Well,
way.
yeah, like breadcrumbs and stuff. I didn't even have that. It's just like
Yeah,
some
yeah, so-
guy randomly just came to my
Yeah, so
house.
you have like
pretty weird.
your parents give you the image of Santa,
Hmm.
and my parents never really did. They just told me that he just went here in the middle of the night, and then he put gifts there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're never really supposed to see him. If
well,
you
yeah,
see him,
he is supposed to be like an all-around
Yeah.
like mythological guy, right?
yeah.
Go up and down the chimney. Now he's like
Yeah,
driving
if,
a dream.
Yeah, if you saw him, then he's gonna be like gone.
Wow, yeah. Like,
So I think that applies very well.
well, he's
to
driving a
this.
dream,
Okay.
so it sounds better, I
never
guess.
believed in Santa though.
Oh, okay.
Like my parents, they usually like gather my friends to my place, and then Santa would come and then give the gifts to all of
Yeah.
us. But then I would always know that that's one of the neighbors.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I never believed in that. So
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just more about like getting gifts, right? You don't
yeah.
really think about
Yeah.
Santa that
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but like coming back to the topic, I think it's just one of those things that we forget to like take pleasure in
Yeah, yeah.
something very simple like that when we grow up. Yeah. What else do you forget about your childhood?
I think we touched on that a little bit back then. You know, the no self-image thing. Like we don't worry about what other people think of us when we're doing something weird in the playground.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they expect you to be kids, you know.
Yeah.
We
In a
didn't
way.
even know that they expect us to be that.
Yeah, that's
we're
a
just
point.
carefree. You know?
No, but that's kind of like a point, you know. Like as a
Yeah.
kid, you can act a certain ways, and people just
Yeah.
don't care, just don't give a fuck. It's
Yeah.
like that's a kid, you know.
Yeah,
But
now,
like
now we just become much more conscious of everything
Yeah.
that we do. That is kind of take away the, I don't know, our true self. in
well,
a
yeah,
way.
you have to act in the way that people kind of expect you to at an age that you are in, and sometimes you don't want to be like that, you know. You want to be zany, I guess. Fucking, you know, you want to believe in Santa, but no one cares.
That's sad.
I think you guys know what Mick would do after the internship now.
Well, yeah, I want to be a Santa. I'm gonna drive my vision, Santa vision. God damn. Anyway, yeah, you know.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
take your beard off in front of a kid.
No, I will, because it happened to me now, so I'm going to do it to someone
Ruin
else.
Every kid.
That's evil.
Evil Santa, Krampus, right? Anyway, yeah, you get what I mean, right? It's like when you become adults, it's like a restriction mark in a way, you know. It's like you get a brand on your forehead that says you are an adult, so you can't really act in a way that maybe a lot of people would call you childish now, you know? Yeah. And I think like to me, in terms of like growing up and not having, or maybe have forgotten about one thing, is that I have time, literally like all the time in the world that I can do anything. And I think, yeah, again, like it comes back to like the taking for granted stuff, you know, like you have all the time in the world, you literally can do anything. And when you like reach to a certain age, I just felt like you have, like the time is kind of limited. You know, it just kept on being limited in a way because like by the time you turn 30, you already kind of have to think about all the other stuff as well. So, you know, time is something that I think not only do I forget about it, but also I take it for granted in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in a way we have less and less time as we grow up.
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, that like when we were little, we have so much time, but we're not aware of it. And yeah, our only concept of time back then was like, oh, it's a weekday, I'll go to school, and then this weekend I stay at home and like
Yeah, eat popsicle, you know, do random shit. Wait for my mom and my dad to come back with toys. Yeah, like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now like we actually have to like take responsibility for our arrangement of time. And then yeah, when you wake up and you go to work and then you come back home and maybe you meet one of your friends and then you come home at like 10 or something and you're fucking tired.
But you don't feel the excitement anymore, right? I think that is what we kind of forget as well. Sometimes we forget the excitement, the pure excitement that we have when, for example, we meet a friend. You know, it kind of becomes like a chore. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Even the best of friends, you just feel like, oh my god, you know.
Yeah, I think we all have experienced like the time when we set up a date to meet with someone, and then when like the time comes and you actually have to get out
Wow,
of the
yeah,
house.
you gotta get dressed, you know,
Yeah,
like
and
how
you're
to
like,
go
Why
without
did I
like,
do that to myself?
yeah. Like especially me, you know, like I drive a motorbike, so I kind of have to think about which route does there is no police around, you know.
But now
Like
you have
go
D
down.
card, you know.
I
D
got
card.
I got D card, but like intern D card, so it's not even like D card yet. You know,
Close enough.
Close enough. Close enough. Maybe just good reasoning, and they would let me out. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I think I've lost the excitement to go out to. I mean, sometimes I feel great, like I'm really excited to meet that person, but then sometimes it's kind of like, okay, so I better go to this cafe so I can maintain this healthy friendship in a way.
Wow,
Because
you already think like that. Damn, I just felt like, oh man, it's like I don't want to go now.
Because it's been a long time that we met some of our old friends, you know. If we don't meet them now, then when?
So
we kind of have to fit everything in our schedule.
in a way, connections as well.
Yeah, in a
You
way,
know,
connection.
childhood connections.
Yeah.
Like some of the best of friends that we have in elementary, I guess, or even like middle school, for example. We just kind of lost contact after a while, I guess.
Yeah,
You know.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm being a little bit too cold, but sometimes that's what I'm thinking, though.
Oh no, it's fine, it's fine. It's just like you already reached that point.
Oh,
I'm just like,
adulthood.
man, like today I don't feel like that. That's it. I haven't really thought about, man, like how to fucking maintain this. You know, like it's pretty fucking big.
It's quite big, and in a way, it's a bit sad. You know?
It's sad.
right?
It's sad.
Yeah, because I was sitting at a cafe with my best friend the other day. We haven't met for like half a year or something, and we sit there, and she kind of told me that because she was just like starting her new job full time as well, so it's getting harder to meet each other, and she's like, damn, like the time like these is not gonna happen
Yeah.
often
Exactly.
anymore, and like we're just sitting at a cafe talking about like anything. Yeah, but like I don't know, after that point I haven't seen her for like 2 months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like
So-
sometimes, you know, like having a best friend doesn't mean you have to meet all the time, you know,
Yeah.
because like you feel comfortable with them.
Yeah.
So you can literally just pour all out if you guys have a chance to meet. But yeah,
Yeah.
like connection is something that we kind of forget as an adult as well. You know, we are making like new connections, sure, but like the old ones we kind of fucking forget.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's just because like it's naturally drift off our routine that like if it's not our habit, then we will not schedule time for it, and then slowly it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is a bit mundane, but also like toys. you know?
Toys?
Because like when we are discussing this, like I was
Yeah.
thinking about Toy Story. No, it's kind of like that, right? It's kind of sad
Yeah,
because
it
I
is.
used to have like a collection of like fucking superheroes figurines, and I
Yeah.
remember like I just kind of play around with it for like 5 hours, and I feel fine because I was thinking about this imaginary like scenarios,
Yeah.
you know, fighting each other in the pit or something like that. And then just one day, it just immediately kind of stopped. And then
Yeah.
I think like I lost all of them
Yeah.
without saying any goodbyes. Not like Andy stuff, but like
Okay,
just
yeah.
literally like because I got moved out to my
Yeah.
new house, so the pack that contained all my toys kind of lost.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No,
That's
yeah, but I
right.
didn't really feel bad.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit, but like yeah.
I mean, I think back at that point when that happened, you haven't really cared about it.
I think like it was
Yeah.
already in middle school. I was
Yeah.
thinking about something else,
At
my
that-
self-image,
yeah.
like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, at that time you would think about something else, and you forgot that you
Girls.
actually have that that box of toys
Well,
until
yeah.
like now when you're starting
Yeah.
adulthood,
Oh my
as
God.
we said it, and
Yeah.
then you're like, damn, I missed that box.
Yeah, because
It was simple.
I still have like a few pieces of Lego.
Yeah.
So sometimes I look back at it and I try to play around with it, but like I couldn't. But it's like a part of my memory for sure. It's
Yeah.
very nostalgic, so I still have it.
Yeah, that's another big thing though, like unlimited imagination. And also
Willy Wonka.
and I think also the ability to entertain ourselves.
Mm.
Yeah, because now we just sit like, oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
Relatable.
and then you complain about not having time.
Relatable, yeah, relatable.
Yeah.
It's like we wasting our time on doing something else, I think.
Yeah, and sometimes we just sit and like do nothing, and then we complain about not having anything to do,
Yeah.
and we cannot really entertain ourselves or like think of something
Yeah.
interesting to do
Yeah.
right away, like when
Wow.
we were children.
Yeah, because right now we have to think. We kind of have to think about like
Yeah.
what we do, you know?
Yeah, I think back then we just do it without. Do you remember what you did? Like, no, because you didn't think about it. It's just kind of
Yeah.
whatever. Whatever is in front of you, you're gonna pick it up and then play with it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but now like, except for I don't know, a phone. what
A,
would you?
a notebook.
Yeah, a notebook,
notebook,
a
okay.
book, etc.
Okay, so we have a lot of things to do now. Wait, what?
Now suddenly we have things to do, but see, like we had to think about it before
Well, yeah.
we do it. Yeah.
There's no spontaneity.
Yeah.
Spontaneity, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm saying the word wrong, but you guys get what I mean, right? Fuck. Spontaneity? Spontaneity, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah. Like, just like the outburst of like spontaneous that you want to do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you kind of not think about it, but you just kind of idling around and then,
Yeah.
you know,
There
think
are few
about
things
what's
that
next.
we can do without any risk, you know, like without risking wasting too much time or like
Yeah, yeah.
missing a call or something.
Yeah, it's also come back to like being conscious about our time as well,
Mm-hmm.
because we'll be like, oh, is it worthy of me spending like my little bit of free time on that thing?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the guy that needs to recharge all the time. You know, sometimes I just want to do things alone. And like,
Yeah.
I want to meet you, for example, but I just don't feel like I want to. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying anyone, not pointing anyone. Fuck, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we get that a lot. Like the excitement of like wanting to do something,
Right,
but then
yeah.
when we actually come down to doing it, it's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like choosing a movie. You spend like 30 minutes choosing a movie and then end up not watching the movie anymore.
Damn. Yeah. That's why I like TV. You know, they just kind of show everything.
Yeah.
I
you
don't
have to choose.
So
I
like,
thought you're a decisive one.
La 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 la
oh,
la la la.
imagination. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. So okay. So what do we have got? Time, ourselves, spontaneity.
Yeah.
I need to look this up.
Live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
Okay, live in the moment. What else?
I think
I think we
forgot
say a
like,
lot. Yeah.
spending time with my parents.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think when I was little, I kind of take it for granted. Well, not really take it for granted. I didn't really aware of it that we live under the same roof, and then I see them all the time. Every time I come back home from school, and they're gonna be there. But now, like as I grow up, I'll go to school, and then after school we have other things to do, and then other things to catch up on that I don't necessarily come home for dinner, even though like that's the only time frame that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you come home when they're heading to bed, or like worse, they're already in bed, already sleeping,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you never see them again. Like I think there was time when my mom and dad complained about how they only see me very briefly in the morning before they go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe they didn't even see me at night when I come back because they're already sleeping. So yeah, I think I just forget to schedule that time into my calendar because yeah, in a way taking it for granted that we live in the same house with the mindset that oh, I'm gonna come home anyway, so like why, but like the quality time for them is
Yeah.
not really
Or you're just kind
there.
of tired in a way,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. I mean, okay, sure. Next week I'm gonna start like officially.
Yeah.
I don't know because like in my family I still kind of sometimes like when I'm kind of bored I still comes down and talks to my family a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we just kind of need that.
Yeah.
Like just 5 minutes with them and that's it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but
Make-
like finding that time is hard now. In
Yeah,
a
for
way.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, because for example, before you start your full-time job and you were in university, you can sneak out time between classes and then
Yeah.
come home and then accidentally meet them and talk to them or something. But now with your job crawling in and then you go to work and then but after work you kind of want to see your friends as well. You kind of want to go somewhere to
Okay.
like hang out
Yeah.
or see a movie. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like the first thing in the back of your mind to like come home and have dinner or something. Yeah, because
Yeah.
as I was thinking about this topic and I look at my calendar, and so today is a Sunday, and I'll have dinner with my mom and dad today. But then the next time we'll have dinner will be like Thursday or something.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a stretch for me if you really think about it, compared to when we were little and then we'll
Right.
live with them and eat with them all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I would have trouble with
Yeah.
you know like meeting my parents regularly for sure. You know when I entering job, but yeah, my case is kind of different because like we still talk to each other, and sometimes if we don't, we kind of understand that
Yeah.
we have our things to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my family.
Yeah.
So, and I think I still spontaneously just like comes down and talk to my family. So, sure, maybe having a job will kind of hinder that.
Yeah.
But again, it comes back to like the dynamic that your family have, the understanding
Yeah.
that you guys have. Maybe you can force yourself a little bit,
yeah, yeah.
and then meet them for like 5 minutes. It's
Yeah.
not much,
Yeah, it's just something that I think me especially sometimes like forget to do.
yeah.
To actually like schedule that time
Yeah.
with my family. I think
Yeah.
the longest conversation we had was like in the car. I was driving with my parents somewhere
Okay.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because other than that, we'll have like dinner, but then the dinner is not even that long anymore because everyone has something to do.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
30 minutes tops.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is in a way kind of sad, but then I think finding that balance is important because I know that they're very understanding and they're gonna be okay with me not spending that much time at home anymore.
Yeah.
But
When you think about it.
yeah, when you think about it, it's kind
They're
of
not getting younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks. Because I talk to my mom quite a lot. You know? I think like she is like the one who keeps the family together because like if she is not at home, no one
Yeah.
talks to each other. Yeah, my
Someone
dad
is the glue.
yeah, my
Yeah.
dad does his things, playing games. My sister-in-law and my brother just do their thing, and then I'm
Yeah.
doing my thing. But like having someone to keep the family together, I think is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like sometimes sure, like having a job, you kind of forget about that, or you're just kind of tired.
Yeah, the thought of scheduling time for your parents never really crossed my mind, until later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same happens to me because I go to school really early in the morning and then comes home pretty late. And I think the only time that we actually we talk every day, but it's only when my parents go to work and then go into my
Yeah.
room like, hey, it's time to wake up.
Yeah.
That's one. And then when I get home, I'm like, hey, I'm home.
Yeah.
And then good night. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only time that we talk to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah, it's not conversation anymore. It became like gestures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like we only go out for dinner for like 2 or 3 times a month. And when you mentioned that your mom is the glue of the family, yeah, I kind of don't really live with my mom right now, so we don't really have the glue, you know. So everyone is just kind of scattered everywhere, and my dad is always on business trips. So yeah.
We kind of know about your family, you know. But I think like sometimes having a dinner together, you know, even a long time is good. You know, coming back to like meeting your best friend as well. You know, you don't have to meet them all the time. Just meet them for like once in a while, but you still have a story, or you still want to meet them, and that's the point. You know. Okay, sure, I have my mom to kind of keep the fire going around the house, but again, it comes back to me as well that sometimes I want to spend like 5 minutes top with my family a bit, you know, just like random shit, you know, it don't have to be like, how's it going? Just talk to them, because sometimes that is what they needed, or sometimes we kind of need that unconsciously. But yeah, just like 5 good old minutes and that's it, you know, because like I'm the type of guy who wants to shut in all the time, you know, sometimes don't want to meet anyone. But yeah, just spend 5 minutes and that's it, you know. Yeah, it's okay. It's like you are busy, right? Your father is busy, your mom is busy as well. But the thing that kind of makes a family to me is that you don't have to meet them all the time. You know, like I said before, you know, just a random moment in time, you meet them, talk to them a little bit, have a few laughs, and that's basically it. You know, because sure, you know, as a family, you are individuals. You know, you have your own thing to do, and if they respect that, then sure. But just kind of remember, you know, like do that sometimes. It can be fun, you know, because I talk to my mom and my dad, and sometimes it's just like fucking banter in a way. I just kind of make fun of like I'm doing drugs. Yeah, something like that. You know, maybe maybe more mildly, I guess. But like to me, I always kind of want to joke around with my mom and my dad. It's like I call them and like, hey mom, like I think I have a problem. She's like, oh my god, what's going on? I'm like, no, nothing. I'm like, I'm at the house now. I'm kind of bored. That's it. You know, like make them having like a faint heart attack. But it's lighthearted, not pun intended. But yeah, you you guys kind of get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how busy you are, it's fine. It's just like these few moments, and you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the sincerity that counts. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think they will understand, and
Yeah.
they have their own things as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the effort that really counts.
Yeah, I think I'm just waiting and preparing myself real good to have a conversation with them in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's another thing that I kind of forget, that now I have to do things when I feel really ready and like the situation is perfect. But
Yeah.
back then we just kind of do it because we want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like the way that we act today also kind of a reflection on the situation that we was in, you know, your family. And yeah, like sometimes life kind of hits you, you know, a different direction than other people. It just like sometimes just keep like these small moments and just keep a little bit of like the nostalgic feeling that you have when you are a kid, you know, because like, again, for me, I learned a lot about myself by reflecting back to me as a kid. So it's not something that you should ashamed of or you should kind of forget about. Maybe just keep it in your mind. Sometimes think about it, you know. Have fun with yourself a little bit. Because being an adult sometimes can be boring. You know? And sometimes, you know, life hits us. And sometimes life kind of hits us. Hits us?
Life hits us.
Life hits us. Oh my god. I'm gonna use another word. Yeah, just
Bây giờ thì điểm nữa.
do your thing. Do your thing.